Today I'm gonna be showing you how you can turn this disposable surgical mask into a fabric face mask that you can reuse many times by just washing it. So this is washable. So what we're gonna be doing is we will be using this elastic part of the surgical mask and the comfort grip for the bridge of your nose, and this filter part or the body of the face mask, we are going to be using that to put inside our fabric mask as a filter. So you can reuse it and reuse it. So let's begin. First, we need to take this apart. So as you can see, the finished fabric face mask is exactly the same size as the original mask. So the thing that I like about this also is that if it's too big for you, you can tie it here and it makes it just adjustable. And if you are a large size, then you don't have to do that knot part. So first we need to take this apart. So what I do is I'm just going to cut it right here. I don't want to cut that part because that's what holds these pleats together. So I'm also going to be cutting it here on the side. And here. Okay, just make sure do not cut over that last perforation that you can see, so the layers of your mask stays together. So this is what's going in here after we finish it. So now that you have this, I'm just going to trim this to that size. I think that should be enough. And same here, I'll put a little bit of allowance. And here, just going to trim that part and this part. Okay, so even if it's showing like that after you sew it, you know, that's fine. I like that look. And then there's a plastic here that's make it adjustable. You just need to pull that out because you will be putting that in here. So the opening side of this is the one in the bottom when you're wearing it. I'm gonna show you later. And then this is for the bridge of your nose right here. So now that you have your materials, which is the elastic for your side, for your nose, your filter, and now you need to cut your fabric. First, you need to cut your pattern from a box or a cardboard. And the measurement is 7.5 inches by 7.5. So this is a square because the mask, the original mask, if you take it apart, which is what I did, it's exactly 7 by 7. So it's a square, it's not a rectangle. So then you need to choose your fabric. I would like to use two contrasting fabric because so you know like which one was to your face and which one was outside. You just want to make sure you didn't put it, as you're putting it back on, that you have the ones that was facing out. So okay, so it'll be good also if you have an iron handy. Always have it ready, you know, hot and ready. So you have the two wrong sides together, or facing each other. So, and then what I do is I just put my my pattern on top, and I just trace it around with a Sharpie. So let me see if I have a Sharpie somewhere. Okay, just trace it around with a Sharpie, like so. And you have a square. Now I would put a pin, maybe a couple of pins, so as I will cut it, they wouldn't be like moving around. So you cut it. Now you have your two squares. Next thing you need to do is I'm just going to iron this, a seam. So this is about half of a centimeter, and then I'm going to be sewing it in the sewing machine, because it's just because I have a sewing machine. But you can also, this can also be done by hand. So maybe I should be doing a video also, just doing it by hand, because what you can actually do is just take an old shirt, cotton, 100% cotton would do best with this, an old skirt or dress. So let me take it to the sewing machine and we can sew the seam part. So this is the part right here, the opening, which is going to be in the bottom. This is going to be where your chin is. Okay, so now we are just going to sew. So this, I ironed that part, or you can just squeeze it with your thumb or the back of the handle of your scissors. But it's actually easier to just iron it. So I'm not a professional sewer, and I'm still getting to know the sewing machine, which is an old, I mean, I bought this maybe 5 years ago, but just have a use for it now. Okay, so we'll just sew this. After sewing the seam for the bottom part of your face mask, you will then put a mark 5 centimeter from 5 centimeter from the edge. Same thing, 5 centimeter. And then you are going to iron it in half. pinch that where you have the mark and bring it to the center, like so. Iron again. Do the same thing to the bottom part. Meet up the center. Iron. And I am going to pin it. I'm going to put a pin right here just to hold it together. Oops. Okay. So now you have that, and you are going to be doing the same thing for the other side. Now you have your two pieces all pleated up, and it's time for you to attach your elastic and your nose wire. It's actually not a wire, it's more of a plastic. So how you're going to do this is sew it on. The elastic should be inside. Sew it like that. You don't even have to pin it. So let's take this to the sewing machine. One pin to hold these two pieces together, like so. And now we can sew in our elastic. So what's nice about this, it has this little tabs right there, and I like that. It's easier than sewing an elastic in. So what I do is we start at the bottom part. So this is your bottom part. So just take it down a little bit below the edge, and you should put in an allowance of 1/4 inch. So I think that the camera will be shaking because my table is not steady. I'll see. It's cooperating so far. So I'm just going to back stitch where I have that pleat right there. And if you are sewing this by hand, just put extra stitches right there. And then continue. This is going to be a fun project for you guys. It's very satisfying to be able to create something that has the filter in it and reuse every part of that mask. So then now we will sew the top. Now that we have sewn in the elastic and around your mask, you just need to trim the corners just so it's easier to turn. and then just whatever excess fabric, just to not make it bulky, you know. And now you're ready to turn it out. So this is actually the exciting part. Okay, so now you have this. So it's already exciting at this part. You can use it like this and just close this part up right here by hand and insert Kleenex or something, but we're gonna be using the actual mask to put in there. So next, what we're gonna be doing next is you put in your wire, or in this case, this is actually plastic, in here, and just sew it right there. So this is not necessary, I should say. So I'm just gonna skip that, and we'll just finish our mask by just sewing, closing this up, and inserting our filter. And ta-da! Now you have your fabric face mask, and it's time for you to insert your filter, which is just cut out from the main face mask. So first, what you need to do is just fold it in half. This is just an easier way of doing it because it can be a struggle. That's why I chose to have the opening at the bottom. For some reason it's easier. You fold it in half. The blue part is the one that's facing out, and then you would just insert it and bring it all the way to the edge, like so, and then hold it, hold the bottom part, and unfold the filter, unfold it in there, and now it's just fitting in there perfectly. And there you go, right there. And now it's ready to be worn.